Hi, we have a user who used our visual and he added some measures, and the last one was a percentage measure like this, showing the delta as a percentage, and then he added a custom row like this, and as you can see, the custom row calculation on the delta percentage is now summing up the rows and giving him the wrong answer. The right answer should be the delta divided by budget, also for the row calculation. So it should be this that you see now. In this video, I'm showing you how you can fix that and why you get the first result. So in this simplified model, I have scaled down the number of rows we're looking at, and I've added in 2 custom rows. They are specified in the same way. My total operating income shown here is the sum of my sales and my other operational income. So it's simply doing this row plus this row, and so far all's good. Both have been styled with the styling called subtotal, and I'm going to use that later. If I drag in my delta as a percentage, so row by row, it's correct. But when you come down to the calculated subtotal, it's still following this function. So it's taking this one plus this one equals this. What we would like to see here is this one, so the total of this divided by the total of this to get the delta in the percentage. So to get that, we can go to the column header, right click, and add a column formula. And what we do is we can replace the formula that's in there. So we're kind of overwriting the measure with some conditions. So we get a new formula field, and you can see it's a column formula for the column called delta percent. So in this, I'm going to write an if statement, and I'm going to start with the simplest one to explain. So if we do if row header parentheses and equals total operating income. So if the row header, the name of the row, equals what I put into the quotes, then I want the formula to be my delta divided by my budget. But in any other case, I want to keep whatever's in the delta row because it's correct for the rest of the rows. Then I need to close this off, and then you see I get the right result, but for the rest of the rows it's keeping whatever was in there from before. If I remove this parentheses, you can see it's jumping back, but this is the only change you see because this is the only place where this if statement returns true. The total operating cost is still wrong. It's still summing up this one plus this equals 6.44. So we could add in total operating cost as well as a separate statement, but that's going to be very time consuming if you add in many custom calculations and you have to reference all of them. So instead, we can swap out this part right here with something that's referencing the styling instead, because they have the same styling. So we're going to write row and parentheses dot style. That means it's going to go row by row and look at the style connected to that row. And the style we are looking for is called subtotal. So I'm going to write styles subtotal. And now the change has already happened, but it's a bit hard to see. But if I turn off, or if I remove one parentheses, the function isn't working anymore. So now you see the original result, it was -4 and +6. But if I close this off, so the formula is complete, it's now minus 0.19 and 8.3. So now, instead of summing up whatever is in the rows above, it's now using the delta divided by budget to give you the delta budget on the custom rows. And if I add in another custom row, Subtotal is the default styling that's applied. I can call this net finance, and this is going to be my income, financial income, minus my expenses, minus my cost. And now it's just, summing up according to this. But for this one, if I move down, and this is important because the steps are applied in the order they are listed. So now this column formula that we added isn't going to be active for net finance because it's happening before we added the net finance formula. But if we move this down a step, you see it's applied there as well, because then first we add all these rows and then we add the new column form. And that's how you can use measures that are percentages along with our calculated rows in our visual and get the results you want. I've added the files in the description below, so you can download both the Power BI file and the datasets if you want, and take a look at this yourself. If you have any questions, then post them in the comments and I'll try to reply there. And please subscribe for more videos like this.